My name's Elijah, I'm 16 years old and I'm from Manchester, Longside.
My name's Shawnee, I'm 15. I'm from an area called Brinnington in Stockport. It's a council estate. When people know where I'm from, they probably expect me to be, grow up to be unstable, a young mum, single parent, on the dole.
They see a rough neighbourhood, they see people with very low aspirations, they see the youth loitering on the streets. Whenever I told someone that I was from my side, they would always be surprised and always say, well, why do you speak like this? They basically think that if you're from a certain community that you've got to speak a certain way and that you've got to think a certain way. People think that if you're from my side, you'd basically aim for the bare minimum.
After a while, stereotypes do start to have an effect on people. It makes them, what people are saying they are. Not going to school, not thinking they can achieve as much as other people.
Growing up with so many different friends as well is that we all initially started off with the huge dreams of one day becoming something like an astronaut, changing the world. As they began to grow up, they ended up getting into things such as drugs, tons of gangs as well, and I've ended up losing many of them because of that.
There's no shame in saying my family don't have a lot of money, but it does get difficult. We face struggles, but we don't let the amount of money we've got define who we are. Just because we're working class doesn't mean we're lazy. Just because we don't have a lot of money doesn't mean that's going to stop me from achieving just as much as anybody else can.
I know what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to feel as if you got nothing. I know what it's like to feel as if you don't have a future. I know what it's like to have an abusive father. My mum will always be a hero in terms of what she was able to do to take her kids out of that situation and actually bring us to a better life in which we could actually find ourselves again, in which we could actually restore what it means to actually have a family.
I've got a heart condition called supraventricular tachycardia, or SVT short. There's extra electric pathways in my heart and signals from my brain misfire basically and make my heart go too fast. I get dizzy, breathless, I can throw up, pass out. I've been partially blind.
I learned how to play piano through the internet basically, from going on YouTube, watching piano tutorials. There's even one time when I even got a swollen wrist from it, which is when I was practicing a lot basically.
People might see me as poor because I'm where I'm from and my background, but I'm not poor. I'm rich. Not in money or materialistic things, but I'm rich because of where I come from.
What I see is a community of thriving individuals, a diversity of people from all different ranges, from all different cultures.
It's not about what you've got, it's about who you've got and who you are.
What I see are people being proud to be where they're from and proud to have that identity.
I'm more than what people think I am because of where I come from.
What I see is an amazing place.
My area doesn't define me. Even if it did, I'm proud of my area.
What I see is somewhere that I've grown up in throughout all my life, and what I see is home.
Well, hi guys, I'm Shawnee. I was 16 yesterday and I'm from Brinnington in Stockport near Manchester.
Hi, my name's Elijah, age 16 from Longside in Manchester. We hope you enjoyed our film and we're so pleased as well as proud to be stood here today. Having the chance to talk to you direct about our lives, our real lives that aren't often shown through a lens.
Adults often say, and they're right, that young people live their lives through social media. YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Well, the only thing I'd rather be doing right now is live streaming me talking to all you, to my friends back home.
But when you're from a poor urban area, your area's known more for its crime levels than the talent of its young people. And sometimes the only media you see are those wanting to showcase the negative stigma within our society. the chaos, the violence, the distress, the stories of human misery and a deprivation of hope.
But we're here to tell a different story, because behind every headline is a young person who dreams of success. They dream of becoming a CEO or a startup director, and their families and friends have high hopes and dreams for them, but it can often seem an impossible dream, and it's easy to lose your way.
You see, we may not have lots of money and therefore deemed to be poor, but that depends on how you define wealth. The wealth in our lives grows from the roots of love within our communities. It's those very roots that branch our respect for one another. We have dreams, we have ideas, we have ambitions, and as today proves, we now have opportunity. But there are so many young people out there, just like myself and Shawnee, brimming with the potential to fulfill what they're capable of. Yet for this to happen, they need opportunity, for those in power to leave the door open and to help guide them through.
And that's what Reclaim has done for us. It reaches out to young people from working class areas who have leadership potential and who want to change the world for the better. It then links them to people with influence who can help them on their journeys, so that young people from the council estates can have the same opportunities as those from the country estates.
Reclaim's mission is for young people like myself and Shawnee to be seen, for our voices to be heard and to collectively lead change. Many who reach the top can often forget those they've left behind, but Reclaim has taught us to be ethical, disruptive leaders in which we can lead for all, represent our communities authentically, as well as look after many out there, because somewhere at this very moment there are young working class people dreaming of more.
Somewhere in Rio, there's a young girl who dreams of Olympic success, but people believe that girls from her favela are only good for one thing.
And somewhere in Albania, there's a young man dreaming of making Oscar award-winning documentaries, but his school lacks the video equipment to do so.
Somewhere in Aleppo, there's a girl who still dreams of being a vet whilst the bombs rain down.
You see, some young people's dreams do become a reality, yet they have help and guidance and investment as well as adult attention. They are visible and their dreams are seen as viable, yet those furthest away fade into an echo without response. This is why we ask you to look harder into those quiet corners to discover what thriving talent may need your spotlight and your support someday. Because just like Beyonce said, I just might be the next Black Bill Gates in the making. So, you know.
So we stand here today asking all of you to help our dreams to come true, to think about where your next interns might come from. Is it a daughter of a friend? Or instead, could you help lift a whole community by giving a genuine chance to a working class young person in the shadows?
So help us to reach our dreams and we'll share our riches.
Together, we can create a worldwide social movement of people working together to do the right things for the right reasons. You can help us to build a fairer future.
And allow us to tell our stories better through the lens of the camera it belongs. Just like our film you saw on screen. Allow us to show the very strength of what it means to come from a working class background and to show that our lives have many colours, that if you were to look harder, you'll see the beautiful image each and every one of our lives illustrate. We also need you to remember that being poor is just one label that can never determine the lives we lead, nor define the individuals we are all destined to become. We need you to.
Focus on our skills, our compassion, our resilience.
Focus on us.
Focus on our families, our courage, our energy.
Focus on us.
YouTube has given us this incredible platform that we now all own. We're equal partners in this. We're using YouTube to create a visible platform that will encourage other young people to join us in our calling for a brighter future.
A bold, ethical and hopeful future.
Where young people from all corners of the world realise that they are Team Future and can use social media to share their stories and inspire each other. But we need you to use your skills, talents, compassion, money and influence to help take our movement far and wide. Team Future, young people from all backgrounds working together to end leadership inequality.
And it's time we realise that so many somewheres make everywhere. We are Reclaim, we are Team Future, and thank you so much everyone for listening to us and giving us both the proudest days of our lives.
And the
Thank
best
you.
birthday present. Thank you, YouTube.